Hey guys, so welcome back. Sunday morning, carrying on here after I got the headers all bolted up yesterday, and I figured I might as well carry on and start on the exhaust system, get it run out to the back, and then I can make the stainless tips for the roll pan on the back there. So I'll just show you what I got happening. I started out with one of these Amazon Crater exhaust kits. They're a real good bargain for what they cost. I think it was about 240 bucks Canadian, and it includes pretty much everything you're going to need as far as mandrel bent tubing. It comes with 4 180-degree U-bends. It comes with 4 90-degree and 4 45s, as well as 4-foot long straight sections. All of the parts are expanded on one end, so they'll slide over top of the one ahead of it or behind it, whichever way you want to go here. I find it's a really nice kit, works really easy. It's only it's just cold rolled steel. It's not it is going to rust. It's what I have on my 28 Dodge, and it's still black. It hasn't had a lot of rust on it. So what I've got done here is I got the first pipe. Just let me get you off the tripod here, it'd probably be easier. Sorry about that. See if I can get under here. I got trying to get enough light. So I've got the driver's side exhaust pipe is built. I got it welded to the flange. It's got a 45 coming off of the header. I had to shorten it up there to get the right height. Then I have roughly a 5-foot stretch that goes back, and just behind the drive shaft hoop here I have the muffler. What I ended up doing for clearance and using less elbows, I decided to cut a hole through the drive shaft hoop cross member, and then I welded in a piece of 3.5-inch tubing to put the strength back into the cross member here. So I'm just set up on this side now. Get the camera up here. I have a 1/4-inch plywood disc that I cut out to the right size that I can follow with my plasma cutter. Gives me an exact cut, and I can slide my piece of 3.5-inch tubing in there and then weld it up. So once I get this all cut out, get set up to weld in the piece, I'll bring you back here. Okay guys, so we're back here. What I've got is I've got the hole cut, dressed in the cross member. I have a piece of 2.5-inch tubing that fits in here perfectly. See if I can keep the camera on there. Naturally, when you want it to go in easy, it doesn't want to. Okay, so it's in there fitting perfectly flush. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to run a bead all the way around both sides, and then the cross member will be nice and solid again. Okay guys, so I got the piece of tubing all welded in there, same as the other side. I'm just going to throw a little paint on them, give them a little wire brush. Got this one from both sides, just like this one. So the other thing I have is when I'm joining two pieces together, I could just slip them and clamp them, but I don't want any more joints than I have to. So right now this end of this exhaust pipe is going to slide over the stub off the header. I'll put a clamp there. I had to lengthen this piece by 12 inches. So what I've done is I lined up the seam on the pipe, and I just ran a quick bead across it, nice and clean. So now that I've got this one done, I'm just going to clean the frame up a little bit, throw some paint on it, then I can slide this exhaust pipe in there and carry on making the passenger side. Okay guys, I'm back here. I've got the passenger side exhaust stub built. What I've done is I always weld my flanges on the inside. It just looks a bunch neater, and you seem to be able to get a better weld because you're not welding in such a deep V. The other thing I had to do here, I had to shorten this 45 up almost 3 inches to get the correct height for my exhaust pipe here. So I cut it, re-welded it, and just going to let this cool down. I can put this up and I can finish off the passenger side exhaust pipe, stick the muffler up, and then we can figure out some hangers for the front and then carry on from there. Okay guys, here's a look from the back. I got both exhaust pipes, both mufflers put where I want them. See if we can get enough light up here. Got 2 really nice straight runs up to the front. Everything's running parallel and level. I'm using what they call a stainless steel lap joint clamp. I really like these. They're reusable and they don't distort the pipe at all. So if you have to pull something apart, you just loosen the 2 bolts and it all slides apart really nice. So now I'm going to try and figure out some hangers here. I forgot to buy some regular exhaust clamps, so it's probably going to screw me up for the rest of the day here. So anyhow, I'll bring you back once I get a little... Okay guys, we're back again. Just looking through the tailpipe opening here, and you can see the pipe heading straight to the back there for when I make the tips. I'll just show you how I got to that point. Lots of cutting, lots of welding, lots of fitting. It's been probably 2.5 hours here, so I'll just lift you up. So at the moment, I've only got the back end here kind of pieced together. I got too many pieces in the way, too many lights in the way. Let me just see what I can turn around here so it's not all shining in your face. So at the moment, I've got a 90 and a 45 slid on here. I'm going to take a little bit of the bend out of here. What I'll do is I'll pie cut a piece out, and I'll probably take this down to about 75 degrees so that I can get this a little bit higher. The 45 will probably stay the same. It's going to give me a straight shot back at the tip opening. And I'll just put you in the tripod here for a minute, bring you back, and I'll show you the front piece. Okay, so here's the front section of the tailpipe. And I'll pull it out to show you what I've done here. But it comes out of the muffler. There's about 25 degrees here I cut out of one of my U-bends. Then there's a 90 goes up. And then I took another U-bend and I cut it in the center because it had to be lengthened. And then the other half of it is welded back on. What I'm doing here is following the same angle as the shock coming down. That way it'll follow in a nice arc and look good from the front. I got to do that on both sides. So I'll just bring this piece down and show you how many pieces it took to make it. Okay guys, so here's the over the axle piece. So what I've got is this 25 degree that I cut off of one of the U-bends, then a 90. This is the top part of that U-bend. I split it in the center and I added 2 3/4 inches to get my distance over the axle. Then this comes down. So this tailpipe is going to be in 2 pieces. The lower part will slide over top of this with one of the expansion joints. That way there's no possibility of a leak, and I'll put another band clamp here and then it'll carry on out the back. So when you're doing this, it's a lot of just looking at it, figuring out where you have to do your cuts. If your cut's not quite right, you can always change it, get a little bit more, a little bit less angle, and then I put it on the belt sander just to make sure everything's nice and smooth, weld it all up, and it's good to go. So that's pretty much where we're at for today on this video. I'm going to carry on with the other part of the tailpipe. I want to get them both to the same spot. Then I'm going to make the tips and get them in position. I can't really put any hangers on until tomorrow because I forgot to buy muffler clamps. So I'll bring you back on the next video and we'll complete this exhaust, show you how it's all done. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care. We'll catch you on the next one.